Let's make the best beef chunk roast out there. You want 2 cups of water, 5 cubes of beef bouillon. Now this adds so much flavor. It's such a game changer when making roast. Now I'm putting these in the water just to help kind of deteriorate it and break up the cubes. Now while that's sitting in there, we're gonna get our roast ready. And if anyone wondering why my packages when I use meat say not for sale, it's because we raise our own meat, and in order to sell meat that you personally raise is a whole different process. So basically the price we pay is just for only our family to eat and nobody else. That's why it's stamped on there not for sale, because I am not allowed to sell this meat. It's only for my family. Just in case anyone was curious, but anyways, once I get this unwrapped, we're gonna cut some holes in it with a knife. That way, so while it's cooking, the flavor can go through the roast. I personally think it just makes it more flavorful when the flavors can kind of flow through the roast as it's cooking, because it will be sitting in the 2 cups of water and those beef bouillon cubes, which add so much flavor. But anyways, once I'm done at making these small little holes in the roast, we'll get right into seasoning. Now when you see me season, you may think I'm using way too much seasoning, but trust me, if you want flavor, you just need to use that much seasoning. Now I show each seasoning I use. This seasoning I bought at Aldi, and I tell you it is so good. I highly recommend trying it out. As you see, I pack it on here because it just adds so much flavor and it's so good. Now we're adding some minced onion to the roast. Now we're going to add some garlic salt, and once again, I'm not going to show me seasoning the other side, but I do the same thing on the other side, season it the same way. And once I'm done seasoning, I'll show you, I push it down in the roast, that way it all kind of sticks. Alright, and then once we're done with the roast, we're going to be dumping in the 2 cups of water with the beef bouillon cubes into our crock pot, and we will break down the cubes best as possible once they are in there. And then once those are breaking down, we're going to place the roast in the crock pot. This will cook for 10 hours on low. I know that seems like a really long time, but I promise you it's so soft and tender and has so much flavor. Leaving it in that long on low, it is worth it. Now we're gonna cut up some potatoes and carrots to add to our roast, because that's like the ultimate classic duo is carrots and some potatoes. I'm using red potatoes because I really enjoy red potatoes in my roast, but you can use whatever potato you prefer. Now in a second here, my last potato, it did have a bad spot. This is something you should always watch for when you're not fully peeling your potatoes, is to make sure to check for any bad spots and cut them out and do not eat them. I did cut this one out obviously and throw it away because I did spot it, but always make sure you're looking through your potatoes at those bad spots, once again, if you're not taking the skins off of your potato. Alright, now let's move on to cutting the carrots. You do not have to cut your carrots. I just personally like cutting them in half. Even though you'll see 2 times I managed to just let them roll off the cutting board as I cut them. Very unprofessional, but that's okay because I'm not a professional. I just cook good food for my family. But I think it's funny how I did it twice, and I made sure to spot it out so you can watch it too. Just casually roll off. Alright, and then once you have everything cut, just put it right in that crock pot with your roast and let it cook. And once again, let it cook for 10 hours. Sorry for the bad lighting, but this is what it looks like when it's all done. It's so delicious.